What up? It's your boy T-Bear on Reaction. So, I guess I'm about to put myself through another headache with this one, but it's for the love of wrestling. So, Polana Production. In case you don't remember that, why I said that, gave me a headache last time with the video about why babyface sucks. So now he got another video downplaying WWE again. 10 reasons why fans stop watching WWE. Yeah. He was sipping before Lance Storm. He was sipping the juice, but see, Lance Storm just gave props to the Hills. This man just straight downplayed baby faces like it was nothing, though. You know, there's folks who agree with him and all that, especially in the group I am part of in wrestling, though. And it's always a back and forth. I gotta hold it down for the faces, along with a few others, though, but mainly me, because folks in there just don't like seem like they don't give a damn about faces no more, which is sad. But now we about to hear more. Probably going to hear some stuff about the faces part of it as well too. But 10 reasons why WWE fans stop watching WWE. Now, somewhat I have had my issues with WWE. I ain't gonna lie, as of late though. I already told you one of my issue recently is a whole thing about embracing the culture being only geared to the Hills, aka the villain, and anything where something like that should be considered heroic, something for good guys to do and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think they know how to read the room with stuff like that's like, come on. It's like it's like if you're trying to have people root for the faces or sell the Hills, why are you making stuff like embracing culture of thing for Hills? That's gonna make folks cheer for the Hills. Like you're making things backwards. Like, and then on top of that, I feel like, now saying going with that, I feel like there's some hitting claws with the faces though. Like, faces are limited to do certain things though. Now, I mean, I know they gotta do to keep their good character image, but embracing culture shouldn't be limited. They should be limited from embracing the culture. Like, Apollo Crews shouldn't have to wait till he turned to a heel to embrace his Nigerian heritage. Roman Reigns shouldn't have to wait till he turned heel to become some tribal chief. Hurt business shouldn't have to be a thing. Shouldn't have to be a heel to embrace black culture like the Hurt business and all that too, to be in business aspect. And I'm saying faces can be serious too. But that's my issue with them. Other like they're part of the reason why folks are feeling the way they feeling about faces though, and why they're in the Hills. Like, that's why the issue is as well too. But without further ado, let's see what the 10 reasons this guy gotta say about this. I'm gonna be irked most of the video, but it's whatever. Let's get it.
Each year, more and more people stop watching WWE. It's no secret. The ratings have been dropping for the last 2 decades. 2 decades ago, WWE was getting nearly 10 million views a week for Monday Night Raw during the Attitude Era. And then a decade ago, in 2010, the company dropped to 4 million views on a weekly basis. But looking back, 4 million is not that bad compared to now, which Raw averages 1.7 million views a week. SmackDown is seen as a success by reaching only 2 million viewers. In today's video, I will be naming 10 reasons why fans stop watching WWE, and it starts with number 10, WWF buys WCW. When Vince McMahon bought WCW, everything changed. The Monday Night War was over, and many fans stopped watching as a result of it. A good chunk of people felt like wrestling died during that acquisition. The real feud during that time period was WWF versus WCW, and once that ended, people didn't have a reason to watch anymore.
Wow.
WWE tried their hardest to keep viewers hooked with the invasion story.
Speaking of him, yeah. Look at your boy.
But that was clearly a big failure, and it was a flop. This makes a lot of sense because when Vince McMahon bought WCW, his product took a hit. The lack of competition led to a decrease in the quality of the content. Vince McMahon didn't need to try his hardest, and as a result of that, he was the only company in the game, and that led to a big drop in ratings. WWE even willingly say that it got so bad during that time period that they had to create the brand split in order to introduce something new before they lost all their viewers. Number
Excuse
9,
me.
turning PG.
Here we go.
In 2008, WWE turned PG because of Linda McMahon's campaign to run for Senate.
Oh.
This turned away a lot of viewers. People enjoyed watching WWE because it included violence, blood, and suggestive language. When this all went away, a lot of people didn't have a reason to stay anymore. I personally know a lot of people who stopped watching because they say it got too childish during the early 2010s, and I agree. The company was appealing to kids. It makes a lot of sense. AEW even used their TV-14 rating as a main reason to attract the audience that stopped watching WWE because it turned PG. So many people even nowadays always ask for WWE to become TV-14 again, but I don't think that is ever going to happen. Number 8, Legends retired.
Okay.
After the death of the Attitude Era, fans continue watching WWE for the wrestlers that they connected with. However, more and more legends are retiring every year. The Rock and Stone Cold retired in 2003. Ric Flair hung up the boots in 2008. Shawn Michaels stopped wrestling in 2010. Batista officially retired in 2019. Triple H and John Cena have been secretly retired for quite some time. I know John Cena is technically a part-timer and had his match with The Fiend just last year, but it isn't the same. One match a year isn't really a wrestler to me. Kane makes some appearances here and there, but he's pretty much done with wrestling and he was focusing with being a mayor.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
The Undertaker had his final farewell in 2020. That was truly the end of an era. With that era coming to an end, some people don't have a reason to keep watching anymore because some of their favorites are no longer in the WWE.
But give some props for the new guys, know what I'm saying?
Number 7, MMA and UFC.
Okay.
The UFC opened their company in 1993. It took the business a good amount of years, but they finally became mainstream with people
Back then when they had like
pop
different
culture.
back then when they had we can wear what you want.
Tremendously. The rise of the UFC has had an indirect
Back
effect
then was like
on
more
WWE.
Bloodsport back then.
Fans who are sick of WWE and their incredibly fake wrestling
That-
have decided to move on.
Is that Dana White all young? Please tell me. Or no, that's Joe Rogan. Okay, not Joe Rogan. Wow, look how slim he was.
Legit mixed
That's
martial
Joe Rogan.
arts.
Wow.
Those former wrestling fans needed something new, and the UFC provided that for them. You can't deny the fact that the UFC took some of the WWE viewers. I have a friend who was a longtime WWE fan since 2003, but he stopped watching and now loves watching UFC and every pay-per-view they have. I guess breaking kayfabe every 2 seconds and doing a gymnastics performance instead of actual wrestling
Ronda.
isn't good for WWE.
Oh, then why some of your favorite UFC folks is coming to WWE though? Anyway.
Number 6, cable and social media.
Okay.
WWE isn't the only company that's been experiencing a decline in ratings and viewers. All of cable has been on the downward trend. But when you add in the fact that there's social media, you realize that there is literally no reason to watch Raw or SmackDown. WWE TV never focused on matches. They always saved that for pay-per-views. That's where you had those good matches. The entire point of watching wrestling on national television was for the promos, segments, and things that would actually build a story or a wrestler. Social media is able to provide you that within a few minutes instead of a few hours. So I understand why people would rather watch YouTube videos or tweets instead of 2 hours of SmackDown. It is just so much.
Here's the thing with that, you're missing all stuff that might happen during a live series. We gotta watch somebody's live recording that's come out bad quality just to see what you miss or that was bleeped out.
More easy to manage. That's why there is a spike in the YouTube views and a decrease in the TV ratings. That is a correlation as a result of social media, and that makes me think that WWE might not even work in 2021. Number 5, too much content. And for the fans who too much content. And for the fans who do try to watch live WWE TV, all I have to say is good luck. WWE produces way too much content that it's actually led to people not wanting to watch anymore. The more you shove something in someone's face, the less they want it, hence why less is more was created, that concept of that quote. People cannot watch 7 hours of content on a weekly basis, excluding pay-per-view weekends. Look at WrestleMania weekend, for example. There is literally going to be 2 to 3 hours of wrestling every single day for almost 2 weeks. That is just nonsense. What's even worse is that this forces WWE to produce crap content instead of focusing on the quality of their shows. When you produce a large amount of garbage, people will instinctively just stop watching. Number 4, poor writing. That brings me to my next point. Poor writing is affecting the WWE in the worst way possible. Like I said, WWE needs to focus on quality content, especially if they are giving us so much of it. But that doesn't happen. I would honestly say that about 15% of WWE shows, whether that's Raw or SmackDown, are good, and the rest of it is just bad.
The good old days. The good day when Roman Reigns was a face. I missed that.
Characters aren't written well. The matches are decent at
shit
best.
like this.
The promos are way too scripted. The feuds are made up within the very last minute for pay-per-views. And I think that this is the reason why a lot of people don't want to watch WWE anymore. And the reason why this is all happening, why they have poor writing, is probably because they try to appeal to so many people that it doesn't work. Number 3, a lack of stars. It's possible to get away with bad writing. It really is. You could see so many Hollywood movies that aren't that great, but they got that big A-list actor that carries them and gets that box office money. The substitute is having stars on their show that make people want to...
Okay, I'm back. Let's keep going. Let me go back. What was that? I think let's go to the beginning of the no star thing.
Of stars. It's possible to get away with bad writing. It really is. You could see so many Hollywood movies that aren't that great, but they got that big A-list actor that carries them and gets that box office money. The substitute is having stars on their show that make people want to tune in, and the same thing applies to the WWE. John Cena never had the best material. We can all agree and say that. But I watched because he was a star. He was the star that
I wouldn't agree with that. He was cool. I had no problem with John Cena.
I wanted to see. WWE used to have so many stars that could draw millions of people to watch the show. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and John Cena are some of the biggest names in professional wrestling. And right now, that is not the case. WWE only really has Roman Reigns as their main star. He is the main reason why I watch SmackDown and why I think SmackDown has more viewers than Raw. The lack of stars have led to people not really wanting to watch. You got poor writing and now you don't even have stars. That is a problem, and that's why Raw's ratings keep going down. They don't have any star power. Number 2, it is too corporate. People love to blame Vince McMahon, calling him a terrible owner who's out of touch with his audience. But I don't think that's a problem. WWE has become way too corporate, and that is actually killing the company. WWE has a board of directors that want to see a certain criteria. The company needs to hit these numbers. They need to reach these profits. They need to go to Saudi Arabia to make that money. They need to be PG for their brand deals. They need to produce millions of hours a week in order to make these people happy. They have poor writing because there are so many different divisions of writers that don't align with each other. They don't have a clear audience because they want to be like Disney and appeal to everyone. WWE has become so corporate that it's led to so many issues that get thrown onto Vince McMahon, and that isn't fair. The bigger problem is money, and I don't even blame WWE for wanting money, because at the end of the day, that is what WWE, it is a business, and that's all they want. And it sucks for us fans, but it's good for Vince McMahon's pockets. And number 1, growing up. The number 1 reason why people stop watching WWE is because they grow up. Watching WWE as a kid hits differently. Everyone grows out of things, and WWE might be one of those things that a lot of people grow out of. It makes even more sense when you see that WWE is appealing to children instead of adults, and that's why these older people stop watching. That is just the sad reality. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree, and if you have some other reasons why people stop watching, comment that down below here on this.
Alright, this wasn't as bad as the but why WWE Babyface sucks video though, because that was just ridiculous. Way he was going that one. So this one is somewhat okay. So not very agreeable, but somewhat I see where he going with this one a little bit though. But other than that, like I said, I'm gonna just leave it as do y'all agree with the way he's saying? You know what I'm saying? I understand some of the stuff, but I'm not gonna agree with everything though. You know, I feel like WWE can make their story and Roman Reigns is not the only star in WWE right now. I'm saying. Yeah, of course I'm feeling the type of way I'm feeling is because it's not that because he's heel. Not just because he's heel. I mean, I can root for him, but I don't like how they book him as a coward heel and making him like seem like he can't win on his own though. I know that's what the heels do, but don't be some Mr. I'm wreck everything leave and be making yourself a dominant heel but your only thing is reckon thing is Jay Uso helping you out and all that. That's one thing about that. That's why I'm not too fond of because like even though I did like Hills, I still be fond of how they booking Roman. But yeah, Roman's not the only star. I mean, Drew McIntyre is a star as well too. The ladies are really about to be starting now, especially with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Though they're really going Rex shopping as well too. Lashley is starting off. He's a heel at the moment. I gotta play me. I'm gonna say this right now, but yeah, Lashley's a star. But I'm gonna say this: if if two things I'm gonna say, if they keep saying that chances are Lashley's going to eventually go against Brock. It ain't fucking around and make Brock the face out of this matchup between him and Lashley. I'm not even giving two shits about this matchup. I'm gonna be honest. I might just watch it, but I'm not really gonna be too invested of it in this matchup. I'm gonna say that right now. And this other thing I hope is don't be ever the inevitable. I'm not pronouncing that damn word. Whatever that however that word's called. Because folks might try to say because how rope for faces only know that what if they decide to make all black wrestlers heels? That will be my cue to stop. If it's WWE especially, that means my cue to not fuck with WWE anymore. If they do some bullshit like that. If they do it in wrestling in general, that be my cue to step away from wrestling. Because it's to me, it's like all I see black folks as is villains. I don't like that. I will step away from wrestling if that ever happens. I'm gonna regret it and be hurt. It's gonna hurt, but nah. But other than that, what's whatever with this video. If you like my reaction, I'll probably get some done downs on this one because it was like my happy go jolly reaction as usual. But like I said, when it comes to like downplaying the stuff you love, I'm not gonna be too happy and stuff that you live by. I'm not gonna be too kidding about it. I'm saying because the only thing I have issue with is how they do how is like how I feel like is eliminated with the faces like and the whole embracing culture being only a villain hill thing. That's the only issue. Other than that, I really got no beef with WWE like that. I'm saying there are folks that may not fuck with WWE as much. Whereas AEW is a clear cut who's the face in the hill because they got two tunnels or anything. But as for WWE, it's been times I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and not fuck with it, but I'm not gonna give in and I'm gonna stick with it. But other than that, your boy T-Bear signing off. One love. I'll probably have to do some cutting down because this video stopped playing while it's away. Anyway, one love.